This Roblox game went from dominating anime fans to almost being forgotten. Now we all know what game we're talking about. We're talking about Guri, a game we all thought was gonna thrive, keep accelerating numbers that Roblox has never seen before. Now some of you might be asking, what happened to Guri? The rise. Heavily inspired by Tokyo Ghoul, this took anime fans to a whole nother level. From a unique progressive system, grinding, Kaguns, CCGs, and many more, PvP permadeath elements made it super intense for anime fans to have a drive when playing. From a really strong community, on top of that a whole lot of hype from TikTokers and content creators, this game really felt more serious compared to other Roblox games trying to compete with them. Peak popularity. The game was thriving. It felt like there was going to be no end to the game's popularity to continue pushing out and growing. Consistent updates with actual content being pushed around. No drama. It just felt like it was you and your friends actually grinding a game that you have passion in. It honestly felt like there was going to be no end to it. Until Guri's downfall. Now, an important thing you have to keep in mind when talking about the fall of Guri. The game didn't really die because of the players. I feel like everybody would agree with me on this, that the game dropped because of the moderation and the effort that got put into the game. As Guri peaked and all the updates dropped out, all of them rolled out, it felt like the moderation team just gave up. Why? Well, mostly because there was a lot of drama within the moderation team itself. Now, if you didn't know, Guri had a purge in their Discord server that happened because somebody gave power to the wrong person, which in turn caused the whole entire Discord server to be purged. All of the Discord channels were deleted and some were just renamed to give us codes. This was shortly after a update got delayed and people were begging in the general channel to give us codes. Now getting really close to the first shutdown of Guri, there was a lot of drama involving Burger and another administrator, whereas where I recall they beefed in a stage with a lot of content creators. I remember this because I was actually somebody in the call listening in on all this drama. Now a little short after this is where the game actually shut down, just like Typesoul did. I'm assuming that they got an entire new development team to actually work on a re-release for the game. But before this even happened, the game just seemed very repetitive and the updates started to slow down. The competition of new anime games started dropping with better visuals, smoother systems, and just honestly a new player base. This was something Guri just couldn't keep up with. With the corruption of administrators, slow and inefficient updates being dropped, completely ignoring the entire community as a whole, the game was just waiting to be dropped until it finally did. The game went into a full shutdown. We all honestly thought this was going to be the end of Guri until a couple months later where Guri finally re-released. Now the content that they released was honestly better than ever. A whole new map extension, new artas, and just honestly content again. But it didn't take long for the fan base to start turning onto the mod team because of the lack of content that was being released. Some people argued that this was 1 week's worth of content that we waited 4 months for. People thought that this wasn't even a re-release. They just thought this was another update coming out. Looking back at it now, I honestly do think that that was a 2-week worth project that just had a 4-month waiting period to be dropped. Now Guri had the exact same problems that they had before. Lack of communication, updates being consistently delayed, no actual new maps or content apart from just quinkes. This was until the Valentine's update where they actually moved around the map and actually tried, but it didn't take long until the map dried out. Again, simply because of lack of updates. Now I think you know why Guri started to die out, because it's the same problem over and over and over again, just with different development teams. The game gets a new development team, the development team pushes out updates and then just stops. Now it's starting to seem very repetitive, and honestly, personally thinking about it, I think they're using Guri as a cash grab. Some of the development teams just hop on to get some money and then just dip out once they make their bag. Now, what does this exactly mean for Guri as of today? Now, it got taken over by a new development team again. I personally am in contact with the new development team that's actually taking over Guri, and it honestly seems like they're gonna actually make a change to Guri. Actually communicating and talking with the community itself. Apparently, what they call Project Re has been in development for some time now, and it's gonna be like the exact same thing with re-release, but they're working to not disappoint. Now we're all just gonna have to really stay tuned and see where Guri comes as a whole, but I'm honestly very confident in this new development team, especially with how they approached. We aren't gonna see updates for a couple months, this is what I was told, but they are regularly dropping coats for you guys as they develop to the new Guri. Now, that's honestly gonna wrap it up for today's video. Now in this video, I didn't really go into depth on most of the key points that I pointed out, but you can get a pretty much like an understanding, have common sense on how and why Guri is dropping its numbers. Now I will immediately hop on Guri as soon as it comes out with a good update. Now again, I don't have a specific release date, but all I know is that we just have to wait for revival. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe and comment down below your thoughts. I want to, just scroll by and just see what you guys are thinking about the whole entire situation. But yeah, guys, go ahead and like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit 800 subscribers, which is actually crazy since we just hit 700. But that is for today's video. Stay tuned for revival.